Hi, I'm Dr. Gail Lash, and I just had a great conversation with a colleague of mine, and I want to share some of the insights with you. She asked me, what is peace brain? Well, oh my goodness, so let me get into this. We just came from a training in compassion and mindfulness, and compassion and mindfulness are really the basis of all human relationships. And in fact, there's a quote that talks about how compassion and consultation have to be in all things. So we need to be compassionate with each other, and we need to consult with each other, which means that I talk with you and we come to a win-win discussion and we figure out how we can work together. That's what consultation is all about. Peace Brain is about doing just that and much, much more. Peace Brain is, first of all, what it sounds like. It's about becoming peace in your brain, but it's also about connecting to your heart. It's connecting to that compassionate heart, that compassionate part of ourselves that knows what is right, knows what is, what feels good, knows what really the way the world needs to be. We know we want peace. We know what it feels like within ourselves, but most of all, we really don't know how to create it. I know that peace is not also a dialogue that we have very often. It really doesn't, it's not in our vocabulary, in our normal daily today vocabulary. So this is where Peace Brain comes in. It starts the dialogue. It starts the conversation about what is peace, what can it look like, how can I find it within myself, how can I create that world of peace that we all know we want. There are three parts to Peace Brain, and the three parts are these. One is about activating your Peace Brain, so activating that peaceful brain inside each of us. This involves the mindfulness, the compassion training, but much more than that. It involves the energy, it involves meditation, but not only meditation and going within and finding that peaceful space, that peace sanctuary within yourself, but really also finding, how am I the creator of my own world? How can I allow the world to be in chaos and disarray and find the peace within me? So it is more than, it's more than just finding the peace or accepting things the way they are, having compassion for oneself. It's also about, how can I allow the world to be non-peaceful and I still be at peace? So it's really being in charge of oneself, being the creator of one's own life and one's own emotions. The heart, it's been shown, the heart puts out this magnetic field that is just many, many, many times greater than the magnetic field of the brain. So when we are in our hearts, when I'm living from my heart, when I am actually thinking and acting and speaking from the heart, not just from the brain, then I am putting peace out into the world. I am connecting the head and the heart, and that's activating the Peace Brain. So the first part of Peace Brain is activating that mindset. The second part is about creating a Peace Brain society. So what I mean by that is, it's about what would world peace really look like? What could it be? And in fact, I have a peace box that I've been going around to various organizations, various events, and it has little index cards in it for people to fill out that answer. When I ask the question, what would a world at peace look like? What would be in it? And amazing answers are coming to light. You know, not only, gee, I might have a hammock in my backyard, but we can have new energy resources. We can have a police force that is kind and mentorship, as well as keeping the peace in society. We can have free education for everyone. Many, many, many different things come to mind. and can be created. And this is where I want to activate your creativity, your imagination, your passion. What would a peaceful world look like? What could it be? How would we have free energy for our homes? How could we have education for all? How can we have equality of men and women actually practiced? How can companies like Google that are training their employees to be compassionate, how can they actually be of service and help change the world? So it's about flipping into a new paradigm. It's about coming to a new way of being within our society and our community, and certainly coming into that mindset of we are one, we are unified, we have to work together, not only with humanity, but with the earth and the environment. So what would that look like? Certainly practices that are non-sustainable with the planet would have to cease. We'd have to come into the cycle, into the wisdom of working for the 7th generation, for that 7 generations down the line that Native peoples talk about, the Native societies or First Nations, in other words, the wisdom that they have in their mindset of doing things for those 7 generations in the future. So creating that Peace Brain society is the next step, or so important, to that peaceful world that we are all creating. The third part of Peace Brain is about what is my service? How can I help create that Peace Brain society? And what that means is actually looking at my gifts, my talents, my wisdom, and how can I then be of service using those gifts and talents in creating that new Peace Brain world, that Peace Brain society. So that's the third part, is where is each of our service? How are you amazing? What are your talents and gifts? And what are your inspirations and your imagination at actually helping to create a new Peace Brain society? That's the 3 parts of Peace Brain. There you go. I think we'll stop here, and I'll make another video on kind of the underlying messages and why this all needs to come about. But thank you for joining me for this, and go have a Peace Brain day.